Pawsome Superstars, changing from pouches to raw food. The story begins with a woman who loves her cats but wants to change their diet. Her cats are used to eating commercial food from pouches, but she is interested in feeding them a raw chicken-based diet. She wonders, why do my cats love their pouches so much? And can I safely change them to raw food? That's when the Pawsome Superstars arrive, the Asian leopard cat, African serval, Bengal and Savannah. When their nutritional mission begins, something magical happens. The Bengal transforms into an Asian leopard cat, and the Savannah transforms into an African serval. The Superstars first explain why commercial cat food can be so appealing. Cat food manufacturers formulate foods to smell and taste attractive to cats. Depending on the product, this can involve animal fats, meat or fish aromas, hydrolyzed animal proteins, yeast and flavor coatings. It doesn't mean the food contains an addictive drug, explains the Bengal. Some foods are simply extremely palatable, so cats strongly prefer them and repeatedly ask for them. The woman decides she still wants to investigate raw feeding, but the Superstars tell her that changing a cat's diet should be done carefully. They explain that plain chicken and a complete raw cat food are not the same thing. Cats are obligate carnivores, but they still require a carefully balanced combination of nutrients. Chicken breast or other muscle meat alone does not provide everything a cat needs. A properly formulated raw diet may contain muscle meat, organs, an appropriate calcium source, and carefully calculated vitamins, minerals, and other essential nutrients such as taurine. The Superstars therefore tell the woman to choose a product labeled complete for cats, rather than assuming that supermarket raw chicken constitutes a complete diet. They also teach her about food hygiene. Raw meat can carry bacteria such as Salmonella, Campylobacter, Listeria, and E. coli. Hands, bowls, utensils, and preparation surfaces need to be thoroughly cleaned. Raw food should be kept separate from human food, and uneaten portions should be refrigerated promptly or discarded. The woman also learns that switching food gradually can make the transition easier for some cats. She starts with a small proportion of the new food and gradually increases it while monitoring appetite, stools, and general well-being. After learning all this, the woman understands that the important question isn't simply, is raw chicken natural? The better question is my cat's diet complete, balanced, safe, and appropriate for this individual cat? The Superstar's mission is complete. The woman hugs her cats and says, "Now I understand. Whatever type of food I choose, I'll make sure my cats receive proper nutrition and I'll handle their food safely." And the Pawsome Superstars finish with their message. Understand your cat, feed wisely, love deeply. Raw feeding remains controversial, and evidence does not establish that raw diets are generally healthier than nutritionally complete cooked diets. If raw is chosen, a commercially complete formulation and careful hygiene reduce some of the nutritional and infection risks. What are all these ingredients? Would feeding raw meat be better? The Superstars decide to investigate. Inside manufactured cat food. First, they examine commercial wet and dry cat foods. They discover that manufactured foods can contain meat and animal derivatives, including poultry, beef, pork, and fish. Dry foods may also contain cereals and grains, such as wheat, maize, and rice, while some recipes contain vegetables or other sources of fiber. Complete commercial foods also have carefully controlled amounts of essential nutrients added, including taurine, vitamins, and minerals. Wet foods contain plenty of moisture and may use ingredients such as starches or gums to create gravy or jelly. Depending on the product, manufacturers may also use flavorings, antioxidants, preservatives, or other technological additives. The Bengal looks at the label, so having a long ingredient list doesn't automatically tell us whether a food is good or bad. We need to look at the complete nutritional picture. Now let's investigate raw feeding. Next, the Bengal transforms into an Asian leopard cat, and the Savannah transforms into an African serval. It's Superstar time! They investigate a properly formulated raw diet. Instead of cooked or highly processed ingredients, raw diets commonly use raw muscle meat and organs, potentially alongside bone or another mineral source. Depending on the formulation, additional vitamins, minerals, essential fatty acids, and other nutrients may be required. The African serval explains, "Cats are obligate carnivores, but simply putting raw chicken in a bowl doesn't automatically create a balanced diet." The Superstars emphasize that a long-term diet of chicken meat alone can be nutritionally incomplete. cats require the correct balance of nutrients, including taurine, calcium, phosphorus, essential fatty acids, vitamins, and trace minerals. What are the effects? The superstars put the two approaches side by side. Commercial food labeled complete is formulated to supply all the necessary nutrients in appropriate proportions. It's convenient, relatively easy to store, and processing reduces microbial risks. A properly formulated raw diet can also be nutritionally complete and naturally contains considerable moisture. It is generally meat-rich and often lower in carbohydrate than dry kibble. However, raw meat introduces an additional consideration: food hygiene. Raw meat can carry organisms such as Salmonella, Campylobacter, E. coli, and Listeria. That's why raw food needs careful refrigeration, defrosting, and handling, along with thorough cleaning of hands, bowls, utensils, and preparation surfaces. The superstars also discover another myth. Dry kibble doesn't automatically clean a cat's teeth, says the Asian leopard cat. And raw feeding doesn't automatically clean them either, replies the serval. Bones can introduce their own dental and gastrointestinal risks. The woman makes her decision. After listening to the four superstars, the woman realizes there isn't a simple battle between good raw food and bad manufactured food. Both diets need to be judged on their nutritional adequacy, quality, safety, and suitability for the individual cat. If she chooses commercial food, she'll look for an appropriate complete diet rather than judging it simply by whether it contains cereals. If she chooses raw feeding, she'll make sure the diet is properly formulated and nutritionally complete, rather than feeding plain meat alone, and she'll follow strict food hygiene practices. The four Pawsome superstars stand proudly together as their mission comes to an end. Their message is simple: understand the ingredients, check the facts, choose a complete and balanced diet, feed with love, wisdom, and responsibility.